Most people don't realize this about Mississippi. As someone from Mississippi, here's what I actually experienced. The people down here are 50-50. Basically what I mean by that is 50% together and 50% divided. Yes, they pick and choose down here. And if you know, you know. Now, I do know that this video is finna piss a lot of y'all off. I can't be 1 in 10,000. Just sit back and let it keep happening. I am victim to a lot of white folks that love to pull their card, especially when they feel like they got the advantage. For example, a job. For example, at the dealership, apartment complexes. Like, you just gotta make it make sense. I can go on, and there's plenty more. The message that I'm trying to get through is Mississippi is not like the other states. It's a lot of racism going on where y'all live too. It's a lot of them still think that we back in the 1800s. And they really trying to do the modern day slavery. And y'all love to picture it as just not qualified. But who's gonna tell Jimmy the only reason he got in before Daquan did was because the fact I'ma just label his ass he knows somebody. A year later, cause you know it's always hard for us black people to get in at the same time. But a year later, Daquan got a full scholarship, running faster than Jimmy could ever be. That shit is built inside of us, man. And I don't care what you try to do. You can't stop this, man. This video is not for all. Genuinely, shout out to the ones that are trying to make a change and be on our side. And believe there is no difference between skin color, you and I. It's all love, brother. Welcome to Mississippi.
See, Mississippi is not actually Mississippi's problem. Mississippi is America's problem. Because if America wanted to do something about what has been going on in Mississippi, it could have stopped by now. You see, the flag is drenched with our blood. Because you see, so many of our ancestors was because we have never accepted slavery. We had to live on it, but we've never wanted it. So we know that this flag is drenched with our blood. So what the young people are saying now, give us a chance to be young men, respected as a man. As we know, this country was built on the black backs of black people across this country. And if we don't have it, you ain't gonna have it either, because we gonna tear it up. That's what they saying. And people ought to understand that. I don't see why they don't understand it. They know what they've done to us. All across this country, they know what they've done to us.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren.
And I'm Maureen.
Right, so in today's video, we're going to be reacting to a video of a young black man, and not just him, but people from the black community who are sending out a warning to the white community, right? And they're going to be talking about something that is very, very important that could explain whatever situation that is happening in Mississippi right now.
Right, but the biggest question we are asking today is the white community ready to listen and receive what the black people in this video are going to be saying today, or as usual, will they be ignoring what these black people are going to be saying, or will they be defensive about it?
Right. And another question, do they really not know, or should we just talk about the white community outside Mississippi? Do they really not know what is going on in Mississippi, or are they just choosing to turn a blind eye and allow whatever is happening to happen without, batting an eye? But guys, let us know down in the comment section your thoughts on this matter. Also, consider subscribing if it's your first time here, and we'll catch you after the videos.
4 black people lost their lives in Mississippi under suspicious circumstances, all examined by Dr. Stacey Turner, who ruled every single one no foul play. Give us your medical license, bitch. She performed the autopsy of Nolan Wells, who drowned on Horn Island, surrounded by white families who never got him home, had all of his belongings, including his phone, wiped some of his data from it, never notified his family, and don't have their story straight. Dr. Stacey Turner ruled this no foul play and refuses to release the results of her preliminary autopsy, but is keeping back the throat, lungs, and stomach from the family's new private medical examiner for further testing. She also performed Damian Cameron's autopsy, who was tased, beat, and had his neck shoved into the ground by cops, and then minutes later he fucking died in the cop car. Her noted cause of death was undetermined, and after other experts examined his body, they ruled it a homicide. This also happened to Shannon Wilson, who accidentally drowned while playing with a group of white boys at the lake. Dr. Stacey Turner ruled this accidental with no further investigation. And lastly, Trey Reed, who was found on a tree outside his university. She ruled this no foul play, and yet the FBI has been investigating this for about a year now with no answers. So we gotta sign this petition, reach out to her office, and call your representatives. Dr. Stacey Turner very clearly has a racial bias and should not be having her hands on black bodies, let alone any bodies.
Most people don't realize this about Mississippi or even realize what it's like being black. You want to know why they hate us so bad? Because we just better in all aspects. Sports, music, art, the way we wear our hair, the fashion. They just hate to see us in the spotlight. Their biggest fear is a black man walking in the room and all the attention shifts to him. And it's not so much of, who is this guy? They want to know how. And then they try to find out what they could do to stop it. Nolan Wells, he was the spotlight. And I don't care what you say. You can get mad. You can stay in the comment section. But they took away his spotlight. They didn't want him to be great. They didn't like the aura that he carried. We're just naturally good at everything. And here's the sad thing. We're not trying to do that. We're just being ourselves. And how can y'all have so much hate for somebody that's just being themselves? One thing about it, you might hear a lot about a black person killing a black person. But what you don't understand, push come to shove, forbid something bad happen. I guarantee you, the black community will stand up. Just like y'all thought the black community wouldn't stand up on this case with Nolan Wells. We ain't letting it go. Not gonna let it go. This will be history. Your kids' gonna hear about it. And their kids gonna hear about it. Because we deserve that recognition. We deserve for these cases to be solved and not undetermined. Whether he did drown, you still have to hold them accountable for leaving him. And that's what we trying to get y'all to understand. Welcome to Mississippi. And there's so much going on besides just Nolan Wells down here. It's so much stuff that y'all don't see that the internet just don't broadcast down here in Mississippi. And I know y'all tired of me flooding y'all timeline with this Mississippi. But I really just want y'all to know. I really want y'all to understand that not only I am pushing this fact every day, I'm giving you firsthand what God is telling me to do. And before I started making these videos, I already knew what this was going to come with. I already knew the chances of people that was going to be against it. But I am God's child, and that is what you don't want to mess with. The message I came to give today is before you come up with any type of plan, make sure God okay with it first. Because I'm telling you, that is my protection. And y'all can go in my comment section, oh, there is no God. Oh, there is nothing. The Son is God. Trust me, I don't want to hear that. I'm telling you right now, I don't want to hear that. You need to get closer to God. Maybe he might give you the urge to speak up. If you got time to scroll on this phone, you got time to spend with God. And I'm asking y'all to pray for Mississippi and keep spreading awareness. Don't let up. Can I get an amen?
Just so we are clear, none of this is okay and none of this is normal. It has been 1 week since the body of Gerard Jackson was found in a wooded area in Michigan right outside the Electric Forest Festival that he was attending. His death was ruled a suicide. It has been a little over 2 weeks since the body of Tone Miller was found in a park in Miami. Her death ruled a suicide. It has been a little over 2 months since the body of Juliana, 16-year-old, found near a church in Charlotte. Her death ruled a suicide. It has been about 4 months since the body of Kyle Basinga was found in Georgia. None of this is okay and none of this is normal. It has been less than a year. It will be a year in September when they found Trey Reed's body at Delta State University in Mississippi. His death ruled a suicide. And you may be asking, Rashonda, well, how many black people walk around with rope on them? The answer would be none, Helen. 0. Because none of this is okay and none of this is normal.
Here's what I believe after growing up here in Mississippi. Not only did I cover the topic about racism, but I also addressed the fact about the Nolan Wells case. I want to understand that all y'all might not agree, and it's not for all y'all to agree. I'm here to be honest, speak on topics that y'all might be uncomfortable with. For me, all I want is answers. All I want is a good reason on why. We just all trying to get by, man. There is no reason. There is no reason. Y'all rather stay divided. You just hate to be in the same category as a black man, huh? What I really believe about being in Mississippi is that it will never change. It's going to stay divided. No matter how hard you try to change that, it's going to stay divided. But I got something to tell you, though. I got 2 main points that I want to make here right now for the ones watching. James chapter 2, verse 9. Showing partiality or favoritism is a sin. Remember, you don't have to answer to me. You got to answer to that man upstairs. Romans chapter 2, verse 11. God does not show partiality or treat one group better than another. As bad as it might seem, us black people love y'all because we have family members that are also the same color as y'all. Have you noticed that every black person support every race group just for them to turn their back on us? Tell me I'm lying. But stay tuned. Welcome to Mississippi.
Mississippi did not abolish slavery until 2013. And the only reason it happened is because a professor went to go see a movie. Yes, this is not a joke. This is a fact. And the deeper you go into the history of this state, the darker it gets. And what I'm about to walk you through is something that most Americans have never been told. And every single thing I'm about to say is historically documented. So let's start at the beginning. In 1865, the 13th Amendment was ratified, abolishing slavery across the United States, and 27 of the 36 states at the time voted in favor of it. Mississippi was not one of them. Mississippi rejected the 13th Amendment, and the reason? Well, their lawmakers were upset that they had not been compensated for the value of the freed slaves. Think about it. They wanted to get paid for the value of what human beings were worth. So let that sit for a second. The rest of the country was moving to end one of the greatest atrocities in human history. And Mississippi's response was, we're not signing unless you pay us for the people we can no longer own. That should tell you everything you need to know about where this story is headed.
If you black and you stay in Mississippi, my heart goes out to you, man, for real. You are in a war that you ain't even know that started, man. I'm talking to the young black men, by the way. The ones who worked hard to gain a career, mastered the craft, and still yet taking losses after losses after losses because of how YT people feel off of emotions and how they feel about you, bro. Sad truth is, they'll give the white tea people chance after chance after chance. You make one mistake, bro, you gone. That's just the game us black people would never play. Very forgiving, heartfelt. Ain't no hate in our heart like that, man. One thing about it, God sees everything, man. So don't worry. They have to answer on Judgment Day. They have to stand before God, the man who sees everything. Point is, man, if you lost your job due to this fact in Mississippi, they put you in a bad position. It's cool. Your day coming, man. I uploaded a video yesterday evening explaining how black people have a hard time down here in Mississippi, and there's still a lot of prejudice, white people, and a lot of racism still going on down here. And it seems to me that my comment section got flooded with a whole lot of criticism. Now, if you can go back to my video and watch, disclosure was that wasn't for all white people. I made that video for specifically the people who know who they are. The ones that know that they treat us with slick intentions. It's like you can work around these people 24/7 and they'll smile, be all buddy-buddy with you like everything's okay. But the moment you turn your back, and some will even do it in your face, they will put you the fuck down. You say I'm wrong? Okay then, that YT person you know so well, let them get around their friends and you will see how well they been hiding that shit with you. Cause I even had some of my brothers in the comment section sounds to me like you are Uncle Tom. Now, I'm not racist at all. Don't get me wrong. I don't have no problem with white people. I don't have to prove it to you because the people who know me knows me. Welcome to Mississippi, man.
So guys, welcome back. Let us know your thoughts and opinion on the comment section, right? Today we've heard from someone who's coming straight from Mississippi, and honestly, a lot of people from the black community are not convinced that whatever is happening in Mississippi is a coincidence, because if it was, why is it only happening to the black community? It's quite sad that you have to live in your home country, you have to stay where you were born, and at the same time you have to look over your shoulders because there's a group of people who've decided the color of your skin makes you a target.
Right. out. And guys, you know how reconciliation usually works? Most of the time is when if someone approaches you and tells you how you hurt them or explains to you how your actions affected their lives, normally what is required to do is for you to sit down, listen and receive what they are saying, and you can ask for an apology, or just rather yet show them by your own actions that whatever you did, you're sorry for it, or you didn't mean to do it, right? But in this case, this young man came to the internet with his first video. He explained the intricacies of living in Mississippi as a black person, and he also explained what white people do, right? And what was the response of the white community in his comment section? Most of them came out being very, very defensive and questioning him and telling him to explain how their actions usually hurt black people. And then he made a second video replying to some of these comments, right? And usually, if someone is serious about reconciling with the people they have hurt, they will change their actions and they will not try to justify their action. Instead, they will address how their actions affected other people, and they will change on that, right? And since white people are not willing to do that, this just goes to show that they are not really ready to take that next step to reconcile with black people, and neither are they willing to take that next step to start changing their behaviors towards the black community in Mississippi.
Right. He also talked about something that is very important, and he talked about a situation where when white people in Mississippi feel like they have an advantage or an upper hand, that is when they act different, right? And this goes to show how people act in dynamics where they have the upper hand or they realize they have power. How do you use your power? How do you use your advantage? And that's the main important point right now, because there's been a few white people from the white community who are coming out on social media and talking about how they've realized they do hold white advantage and they do hold white privilege, right? And because of that reason, they say they're going to use their white privilege to speak up against what is wrong and speak up against prejudices against the black community. These are people that have looked at the situation and they've indeed realized, right, we do enjoy a certain level of white privilege, be it when it comes to job applications, be it when we walk into certain rooms, be it when we are stopped with a police car. We do have that chance to go home. Not chance, 100% guaranteed. We will be given a chance to go home. But contrary to the black community, whenever you stop by a white car and you're black, you definitely know you're gonna be into some sort of trouble, even if you have no trouble, Right. And you're looking at a situation where the black brother was talking about how a lot of cases when it comes to black people in Mississippi, especially, they go undetermined, and the person who carried out the postmortem on Nolan Wells, right, she was accused of mishandling black cases, right? And this is something that should warrant for an investigation in order for any sort of change to be implemented. And I do say that you cannot achieve change if the systems that were put there, you are protecting people who are doing wrong. Because at the end of the day, I do know that authority and law enforcement, they do know what happens. Even when black people are found, when they are found, they didn't just take themselves on top of a tree. That does not happen. And the fact that this is becoming a trend and is going on, it means there's somebody somewhere who is interested in sending a message, and there are a group of people who are protecting them. Because by this time, there's a lot of cases that have occurred for police to know that it's a trend and for the police to solve these mysterious cases. It's right. The same as let's picture Ted Bundy and what he was doing, especially he picked a lot of white women, right? If this was a modern day Ted Bundy doing this to white women or white people generally, do you think these cases would not have been solved? Only because it's people from the black community who are being found in these cases. That is why they don't have the urgency to solve them.
Right. And what Maren said about white people who are now coming out to speak up against racism, I also do love this group of people, and at least this is the beginning of such people ending the bystander effect, especially when it comes to racism, right? And in regards to that also, Maren also said something about white people in Mississippi realizing that they have power, and some of them are coming out to speak. And there is a very famous
few of them.
Right. There is a very famous saying that goes, when you want to know who or how a person really is, give them power, And this has really exposed a lot of white Americans, some in a good light and most in a bad light, right? And this is why we usually say sometimes white people are afraid that of black people getting power, because most of them think that whatever they're doing to black people right now is what black people are going to do in turn to them, So my biggest quote or takeaway from this lesson today is give a man power and see what he does with it.
Right, and this is a challenge to white people, because whatever is happening in Mississippi, me personally, all the way from here in Africa, I can see that there's something suspicious about this whole situation. And obviously, black people cannot be targeting themselves in this sort of manner. So it's a challenge to white people to force the people who are in strategic positions to do the right thing. Do the right thing as if that was your brother or your sister or your daughter or your son, because whatever is going on, what if it was reversed and every day you wake up to news that there's a random white man or a random white girl who this and that has happened to? Of course, it's gonna touch your soul. So treat black people as if they were humans, because they are humans, Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about this episode on the comment section. Also consider subscribing if it's your first time here, and we'll catch you on our next episode. Thank you so much for always tuning in.